Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to the Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to the 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here at the Sri Narayan Dham, physically in Durban, South Africa, on the 8th day of our celebrations of the month of the Ramanujans. We discussed yesterday that the source of all knowledge is Lord Sriman Narayan, as proven by all Vedic injunctions. Lord Sriman Narayan is the ultimate source of everything that exists and that can be experienced. This knowledge is passed on to Mother Lakshmi, who becomes the first Guru. This knowledge that exists as the essence of Lord Sriman Narayan is transferred to Mother Lakshmi, who becomes, in line of Gurus, the first Guru. And I want to read out, so I don't make any mistakes, the bona fide line of Gurus in the Sri Sampradaya. Our Guru Parampara starts with Lord Sriman Narayan himself. Then it goes to Mahalakshmi. From Mahalakshmi to Vishvaksena. Vishvaksena, who is also the commander-in-chief of the army of Lord Sriman Narayan. From Vishvaksena, it goes to Satari, S-A-T-H-A-R-I. From Satari to Natha Muni. From Natha Muni to Pundarik Kaksha, Pundarikaksa, and from Pundarik Kaksha to Rama Mishra, and from Rama Mishra to Yamuna Acharya, Yamuna Acharya had 5 disciples, and they were Sri Shaila Purna, Gosti Purna, Mahapurna, Maladhara, and Tiruvaranga. These 5 disciples each became a specialist Guru, teaching one aspect comprehensively to Lord Sri Ramanuj. And from Lord Sri Ramanuj, the 74 Simhasana Patis, he had 74 disciples. And from his 74 disciples, we go to my Guru, Swami Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj, in the 21st century, and then coming down from that lineage to myself. But before Natha Muni, there were other Sri Vaishnavite Purva Acharyas. Purva Acharyas from Bodhihana, who was the fourth disciple of Vedavyas. And I want you to understand the logic, Satish Bhai. Vedavyas is the compiler of all Vedic knowledge. If a disciplic succession runs from him, what knowledge would his disciple expound? Exactly what he compiled. So he is a compiler of all Vedic knowledge. Bodhihana is fourth in line in the disciplic succession from him. Then I just want to read again so I do not make any mistakes. From Bodhihana, you get Danka, D-A-N-K-A. From Danka, you get Dramida. From Dramida, you get Guha Deva. From Guha Deva, you get Kapardi. From Kapardi, you get Barushi. And from Barushi, Brahmananda and other acharyas reaching up to Natha Muni. So I'll just make this a bit louder. I can't pick my voice up on the speakers. No, on the mic. Okay, have you understood? These are gurus who has taken their spiritual domain directly from Lord Sriman Narayan. Lord Sriman Narayan, Mother Lakshmi, Vishwaksena, coming all the way to Lord Sri Ramanuj, Guruji, from Guruji, now coming to me. We carrying the same that same coconut without spilling or busting open the coconut. Pramila, just carry the coconut and give it to the next generation. Don't go in front of any murtis and start busting that coconut. Alright, Pramila? Any coconut busters here? Other coconut busters? Sita? You're not a coconut buster. Well, I heard from a reliable source today that Rakesh Bhai in the Goshala, he was feeding Lakshmi, Lakshmi, Lakshmi and Sita, Sita, Sita. Right, Sita? Have you become a Gomata all of a sudden? Sita? Rakesh Bhai? Is the Guru lying on this platform? Okay. So I told you, Rakesh, every now and then, a small shock to my poor heart that has been shocked for so many years. is no fault of the mind. Are you understanding? In this series of discourses, we want to clear the muddy water so that you can see the absolute truth beneath. So backing me up are scriptural injunctions. Backing me up are scriptural injunctions. And back in Lord Sri Ramanuja, 1004 years ago, are also scriptural injunctions. For me, to get this knowledge, I get it directly through my Guru Parampara. And if I have to physically read this knowledge, it's available in book form and it's also available in technology, in the domain of Google and big tech, all these big techs. The Wikipedia, this knowledge is available, may or not be, or may not be its absolute version, but it's available. However, 1,000 years ago, this knowledge was not available to the public because there was a caste system that was being practiced, it was in vogue. So only the Brahmin caste would keep this knowledge and pass it down to other Brahmin. And this knowledge was a secret. The Vedas, the knowledge of Sanatana Dharma, was a closed secret kept and experienced by the Brahmin caste only. Ordinary man had no availability of this knowledge. So, Lord Sri Ramanuj, Acharya's Guru, wanted Lord Sri Ramanuj to clear up the confusion in Sanatana Dharma 1004 years ago. And it was his wish that Lord Sri Ramanuj synthesizes the 4,000 Divya Pradhanams and brings it to the level of the Vedas, and also simplify the Vedas and explain the Brahma Sutras so that mankind can benefit from the knowledge that God had provided mankind. This knowledge that God had provided is for all of mankind, not to be preserved and hidden by the Brahmin caste. Because anyone can be a Brahmin. Anyone can be a Brahmin. According to the Vedas, you are not born a Brahmin, you become a Brahmin through practicing that which a Brahmin must practice. Like if you're a doctor, then your children don't naturally become doctors, do they? They have to go to school, go to medical college, and then get a certificate and then become doctors. So the Brahman is a teaching class. To become a teacher in Sanatana Dharma, you have to become a disciple first. You cannot be born to a guru and naturally become a guru. You have to become notwithstanding the fact that you are born from a guru, you have to follow all protocols to become a disciple, and after becoming a disciple, you become a guru. This was not the case 1004 years ago. But it is no different today, is it? We have technology, we have information at our fingertips, yet 99.9999999 Hindus do not know anything. Yes or no? They do not know anything. And that is why Sita has been busting coconuts all her life. She thought a few Vedic injunctions would pour out from the coconut. Premila, why are you laughing at Sita? And Rakesh laughing at both of you. All of you understand? So, when you are not given what is due to you by your birthright, what is that called? Siddhartha? Jessica, I'm trying to think of an appropriate initiated name that you will have next year. But in the interim, I'll just call you Jessica. Her husband is cool. His face is quite serious. And the guru is also quite serious. Sri Narayan Dham is a serious place to be. Sita, no Mickey Mouse. Jessica, I'm still trying to think of a name.
It will come to you, Guru.
I'm sure it will. When something is withheld from you and you are suffering, it means you are oppressed. Yes? Satisfied? It is oppression. And 1004 years ago, the Brahmins were oppressing the rest of mankind in India from withholding knowledge. Because I said yesterday, you are only stressed because you do not have knowledge. The unknown stresses you. If you have knowledge of the unknown, then everything becomes known. If you have knowledge of the unknown, then everything becomes known. When everything is known, there is no stress. We only stress because of the unknown. What is going to happen tomorrow? How are we going to pay our bills? And Tivashni, will I pass or fail this term? Every term, Tivashni has a stress of the unknown marks that she is going to get. All right? And somehow she managed to swindle all forces that exist in this universe. And she just manages to the next level. I think swindle is a very good word, Tivashni. In fact, Tivashni does not care for the known or the unknown. She is just surrendered to a guru. Whatever happens, happens. That's where Tivashni is. Right? Are you understanding, Amita? That if everything were to be known to you, then there wouldn't be any stress. And when there's no stress, there's a healthy body. And when there's a healthy body, there's a healthy mind. And when there's a healthy mind and a healthy body, then there's prosperity in health. And when there's prosperity in health, there's prosperity in wealth. And when there's prosperity in health and wealth, then there's prosperity in your very being. And your very being is understanding that you are the soul. So this knowledge was kept away from those that are born in Sanatana Dharma, both in South and North India. Which essentially means that the people were living in darkness. And a handful of people, just through birth, were running all the temples and kept all the information that was to be given to the public to themselves. And as I said, there was inequality in that society. Yes? There was oppression in that society. Yes? And there was suffering in that society. And Lord Sri Ramanuj personally traversed from one end of India to the other end of India to get a copy of the Brahma Sutras that were commentated upon by Bodhihana, who is the fourth in line disciple of Veda Vyasa. I'm repeating this because I want you to understand how great Lord Sri Ramanuj is. In all his greatness and all his enlightenment and all his knowledge, he walked from South India to North India because that is the only place where the copy of the Brahma Sutras was available in palm fronds. There were no book. There were no books. 500 verses written and explained by Bodhidharma. Which in essence means that Lord Sri Ramanuj re-established Sanatana Dharma not by making his own commentary, but repeating the commentary made by earlier Purva Acharyas. And that is the only way the coconut can be transferred from generation to generation to generation. The same coconut. Sita, I said coconut, Premila laughed. My two coconut busters, one on the left and one on the right, Trini. They're still trying to work out who busts the most coconut. If I was a coconut and if I was in the presence of either of these two, I would have bust myself. You enjoyed that one, Tivashni? Especially Sita. I guess why? Imagine if you were a coconut in Sita's hand, what would you do? Okay. Are there any questions up until this point? And I said this is one of the reasons we are having this 22-day marathon satsang, so that we can simplify and understand the absolute truth, which must be distilled in you in such a way that the inherent potency that is within you must be awakened so that you can understand. The Guru can give you everything, but without knowledge, you will always be in the dark. But when the Guru gives you knowledge, then with that knowledge, you can get everything and be in brightness. You understand? Guru can give you anything. Some gurus, Jessica, Premila, can do this and give you a gold chain. You understand? Gurus can give you everything and anything. But after you get that gold chain, what is the value? What is the value? So there is nothing more important than knowledge. Because you can use the knowledge not only for yourself, but for the whole world. And this is what happens when you join a satsang. As soon as you get 0,000000001% of knowledge, you can't keep it to yourself, Jessica. You want to tell the whole world, come to my satsang. There is something happening there. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. And when people don't want to listen to you, you get upset. Yes or no? Tivashni? People don't listen to you, what you feel like doing to them, Tivashni? So this is why God created knowledge. so that this knowledge can glue people together. Is this knowledge not like adhesive? Do you see me running up and down round the world, Satish Bhai, calling people, come to satsang, come to satsang, come to satsang? All I do is I sit here and I give you knowledge. You take this knowledge and you tell others, and others tell others, and others tell others. And that's how knowledge is supposed to spread. You're not supposed to withhold knowledge. Sanatana Dharma, whatever knowledge comes to you, you must not hold on to it. You must release it. It does not matter whether the next person takes it or not. You must continue releasing that knowledge. Are there any questions? Have you understood, Premila, Hinduism like this? Premila, have you understood Hinduism like this? No. Now you are understanding Hinduism. Because for every day of the week, Premila had one Hindu contact. Yes or no, Premila? I am in the spotlight today. 2 sons and a husband. Lord Shiva for Monday, Hanuman Baba for, and who for Wednesday, Premila? And who for Thursday, Premila? And who for Friday, Premila? And who for Saturday, Premila? And who for Sunday? Which Guruji? No, I'm not talking about today. I'm talking about those dark days, Premila. I'm talking about those dark days. Yeah. Sita? Sita got a cycle of 330 million days and come back. 330 million days and come back. Yes, Sita? How many full moon prayers you did in your life, Sita? Many, you see? I don't find all that in my Vedas. Sita, all what you have been doing and what Premila have been doing, I don't find it in the Vedas. Sita, I do not find it in the... I opened the Bhagavad Gita from cover to cover. I didn't find anything that you and Premila did. What it means, Sita? You, Premila? Oh, okay. Any questions? Siddharth, what have you been doing in those dark days? Amita, do a U-turn. Let us all hear what Siddharth has been doing. Pull out your face mask. We want to see you. Down, 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 right on your head.
Being stressful, Guru, about material things in our lives, not having too much, misusing it, stressing. Typical example was 15 minutes ago. somebody knocked me on the corner of Dunstaple and Vastrita. And it was so small and yet it stressed me out so much. And I just proved to myself that I'm still attached in some small. But I'm feeling good now after listening to you.
Guru is not worried about all that. I'm talking about the system that you are following, my boy.
No system.
Tell them how many days you should not eat, boy.
No, many days Guru I should go without eating.
And explain to them why. There's no difference between you, Premila, and Sita.
I wanted to dissolve my attachment to everything around me.
Through not eating.
Through not eating.
And what happened?
On the day that you do start eating, everything goes back to normal.
So it's like an elephant that takes a bath. Have you heard of an elephant taking a bath? Siddharth?
Yes, Guru.
An elephant goes into the water and has a very, very beautiful bath. It takes hours to take a bath. When it went into the river, it was muddy. Then it removed all the mud, not even a grain of sand on the elephant. And then the elephant comes out of the river and rolls in the mud again. And that is what you, Premila, Sita, and the rest of the Hindus are doing in the world. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. For Shivaratri you will fast. After Shivaratri, back in the mud. Ram Navami you will fast. After Ram Navami, back in the mud. Krishna Ashtami you will fast. After Krishna Ashtami, back in the mud. All the religious calendars, after the occasion, back in the mud. Is it logical, satisfied? Is it reasonable to muddy yourself continuously? So can you see the difference in what you practice and what the absolute truth is? That is bad?
Yes, Guru. Vast.
Mom is not too happy with you. Being a son, you changed drastically. You no more jumping in a river with your trunk and having a bath. Are you jumping in any rivers? Jessica?
No, Guru.
No. Difficult to break this tradition. But you saw the light, didn't you?
It's a difficult mindset, Guru.
Yes, it is a difficult mindset because you're doing it for parents are a bit hard if they're not in satsang. Like here, Rakesh got both his parents, so he don't have to use his parents as a reason to keep jumping in the. He's got a beautiful river. Rakesh bhai? Just whisper in Satish bhai's ear about your river quietly. Don't let us hear.
It may just be a mantra and a half in trouble.
As long as you don't call the Gomata Sita again. There is Saraswati and Lakshmi. You have no authority to change the name of those two Gomatas. Any other cows, you can change them.
It's a very big mistake, Guru.
Alright? You understand? if you want to be successful in this life, then you have to break your tradition and accept the absolute truth. You have to break your tradition and accept the absolute truth. And the absolute truth has been proven timelessly. Have been proven timelessly. Are there any questions? Sita? Tivashni? Amita? Sadar? In this important month of the Ramanujans, Siddharth is taking a holiday. Where are you going, Siddharth? For how many days?
3 days.
When will you be back?
Sunday,
What time?
4 o'clock.
Even Mrs. Sunday. So that's 4 days.
Yes.
Okay. So I think he's going to start his miserable journey and have 4 miserable, blessed days. When I say miserable, it will be inner misery, soul misery. Body will be watching all the beautiful sights and eating all the beautiful food, but soul will be crying for ashram. Jai Sriman Narayan.